Good. Oh, there we go. Sorry about
Hey,
that. Yeah, how you doing?
can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
All
cool,
right,
cool.
so it's finally good to meet you. All
Cool.
right,
You
so,
too.
huh?
You too.
Yeah, thanks. Um, all right, so yeah, I mean, you want to just wait for people to pop in, or however you want to do it. We work it, based off of
That
how you
doesn't
want.
matter. That doesn't
Okay.
matter. We can start now.
All right, cool. So I guess I should introduce myself because these are your followers. So my name is Candice. Basically, I am a freelance blogger. I do music artists, all types of music artists, indie, professional artists. I don't interview the artists per se, like not the main, the artists that you know. Like, I don't interview them, but I have a blog that covers music, basically. So
Mm.
today he's here to talk to Lava about his music, and so yeah, so we're just gonna get started. First of all, just well, tell me and a little bit about who you are, where you come from, how you started, getting into music, and what you got going on.
Okay, so basically, how I started making music was basically like, at first, it was kind of like, it was a lot of stuff going on in my life, like, far as like, people saying stuff about me, uh, growing up in school, me growing up albino.
Mm,
So I had to think of like a different way to channel like all the anger that I had.
yeah,
So basically, I'm like, well, why don't I, try music? So at first it started out as a hobby, but over time period, I started to like get good at it. And then one of my friends had told me when we was in like ninth grade, they said, "Oh, well, you should take that serious. You should get signed." But I didn't believe them at the time because I always wanted to, dream to play, basketball. That's a lot of, people
yeah.
dream. I know,
Well, you told me
but
that.
like I
So,
really, yeah, I was serious. I really wanted to play. Like, so
yeah.
that's basically how that happened. And what's your other question?
Um, this okay. Well, what we can take that route. We can start from right there. So,
Okay.
first of all, I want to say I know someone with albinism, so we can just take it from there. Since that was part of your motivation, like how do you feel like that drives like your music, like as far as what you rap about, what you want the world to know about you as an artist.
Well, that gave me the extra motivation because I also attended some college, so I wanted to be like a counselor. So, I feel like because I do music, that's a platform to where I can help motivate people, similar people that might also be dealing with albinism, to inspire them also. So yeah, that's pretty much how I would, you know, how I approach that.
Got you. So, with this project that you have going on now, tell me about like how that came about. Why you decided to do it this way, and who are you working
What was the last part?
and who are you like? Who are the artists that you're working with? Other artists? Who are the artists that you're working with on this project?
On Okay, so basically how this project Landed of Free Spirits came about was I wanted to, like, anything that I talk about, I want to, relate to people in a certain kind of way, whether it be about my life or even somebody else's life. So I wanted to touch on like certain mental illnesses. I wanted to touch on like people that have schizophrenia. It's everybody in their family might have one person in their family that could be dealing with that. So I wanted to touch on that basically. That's what inspired me to do it. And then the artists that are on the project is Ace Spitz. Who else? My brother Works. A girl named Nani Tuhati, and I think that's it. I like to have like too many people on my projects, you know. So it's like, but I don't mind working with other artists at the same time. But yeah, basically.
So I know that you're from South Jersey. So like, are all the artists that you work with from the area, or do you branch out and work with other people?
No, they're actually from well, one is from actually North Jersey, and pretty much I work with anybody. It doesn't matter if they from New Jersey, Philly,
Yeah.
or wherever. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Like I
So
just
do,
like to work with people. Yeah.
so do you feel like, with a project like this, you can really showcase your talent, or, do you feel like, um, with this particular project, do you think that it'll it'll show the world exactly who you are, or do you feel like there's more to you that other people would be able to tell based off of up and coming projects like the next project you decide to put out? Like, what do you feel like you illustrate on this particular project as far as your artistry?
Okay, so I'm glad that you asked that. So my first project was basically an introduction about me.
Mm-hmm.
If for those that didn't check it out, it's on all platforms. I'll put the link under, after this interview is over. But
Cool.
so basically, that project was about me, basically. Well, just like a little part of me, from where I came to now, basically. So this particular project is not necessarily about me, but just stuff that I saw, like from people around me.
Yeah.
So basically, in this particular project, it was about the experience I had with someone that was dealing with this mental illness. I wanted to just touch on it like that
That makes sense. I get
and
that.
take that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. So, with your very first project, first of all, what was the title of it, and how did that one come about?
Okay, so that one was called Path to Greatness, and that one was just about my life. That came about I don't know, I was sitting at the table one day, and my friend, he had came to me. He was like, uh like when you introduce yourself, you got to make sure that people feel what you're saying, and tell them your story of where you came from, and how you grew up. So I felt like a lot of people should definitely hear that, because I also talk or touch on a little bit of me dealing with albinism also, so that's in there too.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
definitely important. I get that, especially
Mhm.
as an artist. You have to talk about your experience and how they hit you. So, who and I know I emailed you and asked you some of these questions, but as far as like industry artists, who are some that you look up to or that you would like to work with at some point in your career?
It's like all over the place. I say uh Erica Badu. I really love her music. Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah,
Jay-Z. I did want to work with, DMX, rest in peace, before he, passed away. He's one of my
yeah,
favorite
that's
artists.
my heart.
Uh-huh. Um, uh, Jay-Z, Drake, anybody that is willing to work, I would, work with them. You know, any opportunity, far as like working with them would be like a good one for me. So yeah.
Definitely understand. So when you think about like your sound versus anybody that's out right now, like whether they're mainstream or indie artists, how do you feel like you stand out?
I stand out for one because of my voice is unique and different in general on its own. And then also the way that I attack beats is completely different than, how a lot of people would. And then the beat selection that I pick is, I like to pick like particular one, certain ones. So like, so I do whatever I could to not be like, anybody else for the most part.
I know when I was listening to some of the songs, like I definitely the beats for sure definitely stood out for me, and then it was like the lyrical content and everything that you conveying throughout the music and the songs. So yeah, definitely I can see what you mean about the beats, because that was definitely the first thing that caught my attention, and then it was everything else in the way you kind of tell your story. So I can see say that. Um, when you think about like music today, do you feel like people still have the same drive, you know, when it comes to making real music and talking about things that really, really matter? Or do you feel like, you know, it's lost its way a little bit?
No, I feel like people will always talk about how they feel and, what they go through in life. It's just that, like now in the mainstream, they don't like popularize it enough, I guess, to put it out there enough. But I feel like it's always going to be that regardless of, if it's displayed more or not, nowadays. So I would definitely say, yeah, it's definitely people that showcase that even on
Yeah,
a mainstream level.
yeah, I can agree with you on that. I mean, I think
Mm.
that with music or any type of creativity for real, you have to evolve and it has to change. And whether people like it or not, that's, you know, it's just what it's going to be. Not everybody's going to like everything that you do. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I feel like, you know, that's an evolution that's taking place. And I think that, you know, what's always going to remain classic is when you stay true to yourself. So, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. What would you say to an artist that maybe, you know, albino and they want to get into the industry and, you know, they might have insecurities or anything like that? What would you say to someone that wants to do what you're doing? That really is something.
I mean, I would tell them no matter, whoever tries to put you down, just keep working because no matter what you do or who you are, it's always going to be somebody that tries to put that little negative seed of doubt inside you to make you say like, oh, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Like I know we all go through that with something that we all want to do in life and say, oh, well, dang, maybe I shouldn't. You start to second guess yourself, and I would just tell them like, if that's what you want to do, then follow your heart and your goals and what you want to achieve, and make sure that you have a plan set up to what you want to accomplish in life.
But that's definitely good advice because I feel like at least if you have some idea of how you want to attack what you want to do, you know, everything else will fall in place. So I feel like your name is very interesting, like you know, Lava. Like, can you explain like why that's your name and how you came up with it?
Basically, it stands for live artist, visual, and hard work. And how I came up with it, I was like, well, I like to be, creative. So anything I do is something that I'm creating. So it's like all the stuff like I look at from like more so like a creative standpoint. So it's like I like telling stories in general also. So I'm like, well, what better way that can I find something to represent what my name stands for? So yeah, that's basically how I came up with it. Yeah.
That's cool. And like that was the thing that kind of stood out for me, you know, when you first, you know, asked me about, you know, talking to you. I was like, that's an interesting name because, you know, like lava, obviously it deals with fire, it deals with, you know, heat basically. And to me, what it meant, what you were saying with that name is that you were saying like, I'm fire, like I'm hot, like I know what I can do. And I mean,
Hmm.
that's just what I thought of when I heard the name. So, so you said all of your stuff is on all platforms. I mean, Spotify, YouTube,
Mm.
anywhere
Yeah.
we can get music, Apple Music, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm also working on a new project right now. It's almost finished. It's called Child in Society.
Childish Society.
Hmm.
And when will that be out?
I want to say I want to have it out by I say like June or July.
Okay.
Yeah, June or July, I would say. And that one is just basically about me taking on the negative perspective and society of how of what I think basically of what people think society should be like or how they feel it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, as I'm going to tell like both sides of 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 the negative side and what could be the positive side in that project particularly. So yeah,
Gotcha. That's
yeah.
definitely a necessary. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I'm typing. But
Oh.
but yeah, I definitely can you know relate to you on that because besides you know doing these music blogs and stuff like that, I'm a writer. So I have and stuff. I write poetry. So I definitely can understand being able to put yourself on the outside of a situation and look at it from the inside and tell a story. And I think that that's very important when you talk about like in your particular rap.
Mhm.
How do you what do you feel is the most important when you're telling the story? Like, is it the concept of what you're talking about, or the story itself? Like, is it the beats? Is it or the lyrical as far as like the story being told?
I feel like it's everything that you just said combined. Like I combine everything that you just said together all in one. So when I go into it and I'm listening to it, I don't just try to I try to reach different audiences on different levels. Like, say, if you like the kind of person that you just like what I'm saying, okay, you can listen to it for that reason. Or if you just somebody that actually listen to the story, you can listen to it for that reason. Or you just like it because it's a cool song to listen to, and you think you can listen to it. So I make it to where it works on all levels, basically.
Right. It's basically like you feel like there's a versatility. And something when I was listening, because I listened to it a little bit when you first sent me the stuff, and then I was listening to it right before we got up here. What I noticed is that there's like a variety of the way that you tell the story. Like, the one song I can't think of the name, so don't hold it against me. But the one song it was like a fun song. You were talking about hanging and then having a party and enjoying yourself. And then the other song, you just was more or less like talking about what you were feeling, and then you had like a little I want to say like an interlude, which I thought was really cool because I mean people do interludes still, but it kind of gave me like that '90s vibe where it was like, remember when people used to do interludes on their albums and it was fun, like because
Yeah,
before people was interacting, and that was
yeah,
something
yeah.
because I know that you're a fan of like DMX, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume you like the Rough Riders. So it kind of
Yeah, of course.
on like Eve's first album when she had like her her interludes and all that kind of stuff on there.
Hmm.
And so I thought that was really cool, and I just feel like I definitely hear something different with you. I think that you have like it's almost like you have like an anger, but it's a warranted anger because it's like you're expressing everything that you feel within these songs, and that's the one thing that I kind of took away when I was listening to it. I get a little angry, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's almost like that inspiration. Like I felt that, so it's not a negative. I don't want you to think it's negative. It's not.
Yeah, got you.
It's what I felt when I was listening. Yeah, but
Right.
I heard it, and I feel like for me as a listener, because I like all kinds of music, and so as a listener, that made me feel like, well, if this is how I'm feeling this day, I can listen to this song and be like, this is what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that's what I took from it, and I like what you do. Like I like how you sound as far as the music and stuff like that. So I think it's very unique, and definitely your beat stood out to me for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I like to do like I like all different types of music. So it's like each project that I do is always gonna be different. Like I won't ever like do nothing the same as I did the last one. Like the first project, you probably would be surprised because if you heard the first one compared to this one, you probably like, well, how did this come from that? Because it's like the first one is more like I would say like a R&B type rap type vibe. So it's not necessarily the same. So like when I go into like each project, it's more so like a whole, vibe, but it all connects in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So like it's all like, a whole, vibe. Like on a new one, I actually be doing stuff to like, like trap beats and stuff. So that one's completely different. I even have like a few drill beats in there. So yeah, so you could, if you could imagine that. So it's like, it's just everything is going to be different, but
Yeah.
I make sure that whatever I'm doing, I make sure I do it till I perfect it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You definitely want to put out your best work no matter what it is, no matter what you do. I definitely understand that. And I think that as an artist, whether you're a rapper, whatever you do, I think that you definitely need to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Your first work shouldn't be the same as your second. I mean, you would want to see elements of that first thing because that's who you are. How you started yourself. But I definitely think evolution is important. I do plan on listening to the first one because I didn't know about that one, but I did listen.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested, and I really like what you do. And to be honest, this is the first time I've ever done like a live interview, so this was pretty cool.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I definitely want to do this again.
Oh,
So
cool. Definitely.
I think that, like I said, I like what you do, and I appreciate you first of all for reaching out to me because you could have, had anyone you wanted to do it or whatever. So I definitely appreciate you for that. As far as okay, so when you talk about the tracks and the songs and this and that, like, what do you feel on this particular project? What do you think, or do you have a specific song that stands out to you or a favorite song?
Uh, nah, I don't really like. I love like when I make like my projects. I love like every song. I know that sounds a little
No,
cliche,
I
but you
get
know,
it. I get it. No, I get it.
I love all of them. To be honest with you, like I do, like because it's like you said. I make sure that I have a little bit of everything on each project. So it's like you said, basically, if you feel in a certain kind of way, you might listen to this song or that, particular song. Or so I make sure on each project I have like something for everybody, basically, like that.
And that makes sense. Absolutely. Like I say, I get it because I'm a writer. I mean, besides doing the journalism and stuff like that, I write, poetry. So it's like if somebody was to say to me, well, what's your favorite poem that you wrote? All of them, because at the time, I was dealing with whatever I was dealing with, and that's how that came about. So I
Right.
definitely get that. What I'm gonna do because this is on your live, so if you could just save the video, like
Yeah,
before
yeah, I got you.
what I'm gonna do because I'm also gonna write this out.
Okay.
I'll probably write it out once we get done up here, and then I'll let you know, from there how you can see it and all that. Is there what time is it? Okay. Okay. Um, so when it comes to like your studio process, like what does that look like? Do you have to have like certain things in the room, or do you have to have like completely quiet? Like you know what I'm saying? Some people have to have certain things in order to really do what they do.
No, not really. I just come to work. As soon as I get there, I'm ready to knock out whatever songs that I have, you
Mm,
know, written down. I just make sure I memorize it and make sure that I come fully prepared to work. And I like to laugh, joke around in the studio. As long as it's fun, good, positive vibes. That's all I bring. It's just positive vibes. It's, you know.
yeah, I get it.
It's not really. Yeah, I know certain people have certain rituals, but nah, it's
Yeah,
not really none I can say.
yeah, I get it.
Or is
Like,
that?
so you write all your songs?
Yeah, yeah. I even wrote. Well, actually, whenever you get a chance, if you listen to my first project, I actually wrote the hook on the last song with the girl singing on there. I wrote that for her to sing, actually. So,
Oh,
like,
nice.
I also write songs for other people too. So, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. How many other artists have you written songs for?
Not too many, it's a few, like just,
Yeah.
I'm just starting out, but yeah, it's definitely a few.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good though. But that's where the royalties really are when you're writing
Yeah,
songs for people.
yeah,
So
so I'm
yeah, that's,
trying to,
that's definitely a good thing to have. So what would you say is like your motivation when it comes to your music and how, like what keeps you going, basically?
my motivation would be, well, now that I have a son, I would say my son, I would say, just to inspire people and make them, really believe in themselves and believe like, oh, well, I see where he came from. So if he could do it, I can. So,
Yeah, I
so that,
definitely
that's
understand
cool.
that. How old is your son?
One.
Oh, yeah, I have no
I,
kids, so I
I
get
know you
exactly.
probably can hear him in the background, making noises.
Yeah. It's all good though. But yeah, I
So,
just want to thank you for, first of all, choosing me to do this because, like I said, you could have asked anybody. I'll definitely check out the first project. This one is already available now, right? It's on Spotify and everything now.
yeah, both of them. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I also have like shirts available. I
Oh
don't know if you
yeah,
can see that.
definitely.
Yeah, I have shirts
Yeah.
available.
Where can
Land of the
people
Free
get the shirt?
Spirits. You could just, well, right now I don't have my website up, so you could just like hit up my inbox. Also
Okay.
got this one that I got on right now. If you can
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
that's dope.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
did your
So
shirt?
like. Okay, so it was like two different people. So the first one is Essence Creative Creations, and I
Mm.
don't remember what the second one is. Hopefully they don't get too mad at me, but I can't think of what it is at the moment. But yeah, yeah. Basically, whoever wants one, they could hit up my inbox
Okay.
and go from there. But yeah, I appreciate this interview actually.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Appreciate
Like I
you.
said, this is part of what I do, and I think somebody actually tagged you in my post. I'm not sure. I don't know because
Yeah.
my bad. My best friend is over here in the corner. She tagged me in your post. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Let
Oh,
me
it's
give
her.
her
Okay.
credit. Yeah, so she over here in the corner. She tagged me when you were looking for, a
Okay.
person to do blogs and stuff. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you taking the time out. My bad, because people tag me and stuff all the time. Anyway,
Cool.
but
Thanks, best friend.
yeah, I
Thanks, best
definitely,
friend.
I definitely want to thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. And let me fix it, because she over in the corner talking about somebody. My best friend, she's
Yeah.
a DJ also.
Okay.
She's a DJ also. So yeah,
Okay.
my best friend tagged me in the post that you put up. So yeah, that's how that happened. But yeah, I look forward to whatever else you have coming up. Just keep me in the loop of everything you got going on. And
Oh,
I'm definitely gonna listen to your
definitely.
first album because I want to hear what
Cool.
that sounds like.
Cool.
And
Cool.
yeah, thank you for
No
asking me.
problem.
And whatever else you have going on, any other projects, we could work on.
Um.
You know.
Yeah. Oh. Also, I wanted to say, like sometime this year, I want to start like hosting or having my own showcases. So,
Oh, nice.
so you said she a DJ, so hey, you never know. Like
Yeah,
I could wind up working with her too.
yeah, that's cool. Look, as long as you paying, she's straight.
Oh yeah, of course, of course, of
Yeah.
course. Because
So.
I know everybody, have their busy schedule,
Mhm.
during the day. So of course, I would definitely pay her. Um, Also, I'm supposed to be doing like a music video May 15th for
May
the
15th.
song Pocahontas on my first project. So yeah, when you check that out, yeah, definitely check that song out.
And the song is called Pocahontas. It's coming out May 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And this is off your first album, right?
Yeah, that was from that one. Yeah.
Okay. And so
I
this,
don't really necessarily consider it like an album. It's more like how
okay.
they got the mixtape albums. It's kind
Yeah,
of like
okay,
that.
yeah.
Like
So
it
it's
is, but
a
it's
mixtape.
not fully. Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah. Okay, so
that.
it's like a mixtape, not an album. Okay.
No, I mean
I just
it's a what they call a mixtape album. Like it's a mixtape, but it's like an album like format type of yeah.
got you. So this project, this second project, this is the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure so when I write it out. Now don't
Yeah.
look for everything that we talked about to be
Oh no.
exact because
That's
it's
cool.
here. So I mean I'm just
Yeah.
gonna summarize in the blog to just make it simple. But I wanted to let you know. It'll probably be up in like an hour, maybe. So I'll send you the link and everything. But I just wanted to say thanks for doing this and good luck with everything.
Okay, you too. Would you want me to send you the video also? I could
Yes,
send it to
please.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Once
got
you get that together, yeah, just
you.
send
Yeah, I
me
got
that.
you.
All right. Well, you
All
enjoy the
right.
rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right, see you.
All right. Bye.
So yo, thanks everybody. I know I can't even see. What's up with y'all? Um, hey, thanks. I didn't even see all that. Everybody, what's up? That, what's everybody doing right now? Y'all doing good right now? I can show y'all now what my shirt fully like look like. I know it's kind of hard to see it, but and y'all saw that my earphone kept coming out. I was trying to save it. Y'all saw that though. I was trying to save it. I was like, dang, come out. But my son over here acting up. So I'm gonna end this though. But yeah, like I said, whoever whoever won this shirt, just hit me up. Also, I got the Path to Greatness ones too, and the lava hoodie. So yeah, whoever want any of that, just hit me up.